Uh, more stuff nobody wants to hear about. My local grocery store. This one's been around for like 40 years since I was a kid, and it is out of business. Hello guys, welcome back to SVD. So in this video, I want to salute my tech bros, the people who have helped me out for at least almost 2 decades at this point. So ever since I started out as a real estate agent in after college, after I graduated, a lot of my customers were in the tech industry, besides the doctors and the lawyers. But for the most part, the people who are actually able to afford homes are these guys, they're very high-end salaries working in the tech industry. And the last, ever since the pandemic, a lot of these guys have lost their jobs. They have a very bleak outlook on this whole entire industry. I think only the newer people that were hired were very, very hopeful about this industry. The guys who are in this industry for a long time, they have become very, very cynical. Right now it's the defining point of their viewpoint. It's very negative. I can really see all these things that they foretold happening. A lot of these guys have recently lost their jobs. I would say this is insane, basically. Ever since last June, I noticed about over 70% of the people that I knew in the tech industry have been laid off and lost their jobs. These are guys that I knew from the last 5 to 10 years, people who were kind of new to the tech industry. And I also know a lot of veterans in the tech industry. And they're telling me the writing's on the wall. The end is closer than you think. The reason for that is because the artificial intelligence is growing at a rate that even the senior guys are not expecting. And now it is able to replace a lot of entry-level jobs. So basically Google, Facebook, and all these big companies, they realize they can capitalize on artificial intelligence. So basically, they can let people go and still grow the company. In fact, if you look at the statistics right now, all the tech companies, their stock is going up because they're letting people go, and their profit is going up because they don't need to pay their employees anymore. Therefore, their liability, it's less. They don't have to pay the health insurance and all of that. So they have more money, to pay the shareholders, and that makes the shareholders happy. So now they want to invest more money in these tech companies, but they're going to continue to let people go because of the they can take advantage of artificial intelligence. Because again, what the veterans are telling me is eventually a lot of these tech companies are just going to be run by 60% run by artificial intelligence. I don't know how realistic that goes, but they're the industry experts. I can't really argue with them with that. And also a lot of these guys, they spend decades building these codes for this company. They they sacrifice their lives, time that money cannot buy time. And these guys have dedicated their lives building these codes for this company. And I feel just to get kicked to the curb like that is very insulting. But I have a business background. I have experience dealing in corporations. This is a very corporate thing to do. Just because they're a technology company doesn't mean they're not disconnected from the whole corporate structure. This is what when it comes to money, ethics and morality is not highly regarded. Unfortunately, that's just how the world works. And ethic and morality is at a very, very low point in the U.S. right now at this point. So I feel all these things are just coming together and creating an environment that's very, very hostile. But this is also going to affect a lot of us, people who does entertainment type of content, because tech bros, right? They spend a lot of money on entertainment, insane amount of money. So ever since the comic shop guys are telling me, the reason why they're in business It's because of this tech bros. Without these tech bros, like buying all these comics, all these collectibles, there's no way they could survive for 20 years. Like, they would have died, like, during the last recession in 2008 if it wasn't for these tech bros. And, I totally see that too in my business. Like, other than the people that I sell stuff to on eBay and Mercari, over the last 10 years, that basically contribute to maybe 25% of my whole business. Like 75% of it is to the tech bros. Even the local gunpla shops, they're all getting their money from the local clientele, the tech bros. They play a huge role in like supporting the businesses. These guys will be able to come in every weekend, or whenever I have time and drop hundreds of dollars on products. That is not something that normal people would do on a regular basis. And all my customs, 90% of my I would say like 96% of all my customs are contributed by the tech bros. They're the only reason why I can go order all these parts and make all these customs to make videos. It's because of these guys. And, a lot of these guys are hurting right now. They're losing their jobs. And the fact is, they don't have a lot of financial training when it comes to like finances. That's why a lot of them got scammed during the pandemic, where all these, fake gurus are telling them there's another way to make money besides being a slave to technology and be a tech bro. And, I tried to help these guys out a lot during that time by pointing out a lot of these Amazon fake gurus, these Forex and all that. But some people listen, some people don't, and they end up losing a lot of money. But it's not the only problem, besides, lack of knowledge when it comes to business. They also like to spend their money lavishly, on entertainment. Like they go on vacations in certain areas of the country where they spend like thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands just on entertainment. And I feel like that industry is going to be deeply impacted as well by all these tech bros losing their jobs. I'm going to be definitely impacted, every aspect of my business, from real estate, from the auto business, to the entertainment business, to the collectibles. That's all going to be hurt with these guys losing their jobs. So I think at some point, I just have to make the decision to scale back on everything. I'm thinking, I'm already relocating because I don't see the tech bros ever be able to recover from this. Like in the past 10 years, when there's no aggressive use of artificial intelligence, they can't, they lose a job and then they go to another company, another startup company, and then they find a new job with a new position where they can continue to build their income, build their savings, right? But now, it's just harder and harder for these tech bros who are not people with the senior experience, like 20 years, 15 years experience, be able to find job quickly. And sadly, a lot of my tech bro friends, they don't save up a lot of money. Again, they spend money lavishly. They all had student loans, from my understanding. A lot of these younger guys still have student loans that they haven't paid off, because, they don't prioritize paying off their liabilities. They prioritize on, their entertainment, their personal enjoyment. And I totally understand the reason behind them spending all that money on their entertainment, because their jobs are really, really stressful. The amount of pressure that they get put out by their superiors are enormous. It's almost like the military. They work these guys hard. It doesn't matter what time they wake up. They're up 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning, working on the projects, because it's got to be done. In fact, I know guys who just spend days working on projects without taking a break. They're not at their jobs. They're at home, but they're stressed the hell out. So it's a very, very tough job. It's not how these, how the TV, how media portray them to be. I have a lot of respect for these guys, because the things that they do, I can never do. And it's very, very sad to see something like this happening, seeing people being replaced by artificial intelligence. But I think eventually, at some point, all of us are going to be replaced. It's not just artificial intelligence, there's also automation, robots and all that nonsense. I know people who also work in the government who are telling me all these kind of stuff, but all this information is unverifiable. These are industry experts. They have signed NDAs and they're telling me stories. And the stories are just stories, right? The government have all these technology they're just refusing to use because they can't. Same with all these companies. They have all these technologies, all these codes that they've been like hoarding. They're not going to use it because it's not the time to use them yet. And man, like corporations, man, and governments are just possibly the most ridiculous things there is. So anyway, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end this video. A lot of things I have to do is a lot of decisions, the difficult decisions I'm making right now, is due to the fact that obviously these guys are. I don't think they're gonna recover from this whole very serious situation. So that's gonna affect me. And, a lot of people in this industry. I talked to, the owners of my comic shop and my gun flush shop. And basically they tell me this is going to, this type of situation is going to impact them tremendously because, they started this business thinking like, the customers are going to be the average Joes who come in and buy these products. But unfortunately, in our region, like the average Joes don't spend a lot of money on entertainment anymore. They are, they have to choose between putting food on the table versus their own, like toys and collectibles and comic books and stuff like that, right? Only the tech bros, because they make so much money, they can just like spend lavishly. And a lot of time they're buying this stuff, it's just like, it's therapy because of how much stress they put through their work, that they need these kind of stuff to like help balance their life. And yeah, it is, it's totally understandable. You see a lot of these rich CEOs, a lot of these major corporate executives like doing all these insane reckless things. It's because they have to balance their life. They sacrifice so much for their work. And they need some kind of things to balance out their lives. So yeah, all understandable, and this is all like a very messed up situation, but I think this whole situation is going to affect all of us, and I don't think anybody is going to go unscathed in this regard. So I'm making decisions based on all this information that I'm gathering right now, and based on facts. I feel like if I continue to go down this path when I'm just buying a whole bunch of stuff and hoping that the tech bro is gonna help me out at the end of the day, I'm gonna put myself in a ridiculous situation. So I'm putting a break on all these customs. I'm putting a break on all these collectibles and stuff like that. I will continue to bash the corporations because they're taking advantage of people. And this is, I understand this is how business works, but still, Google's slogan is technically don't do evil, don't be evil, right? But funny thing is, like, Google is the one who's laying everybody off at this point. Like, all the people that I knew that are being laid off are from Google-owned companies. So horrible. Even people from YouTube are getting laid off. That's the next round. So pretty sure that's going to happen very soon. And really, honestly, I wish I can say more about this industry. I don't work in the industry, so I'm just getting secondhand information from all the people that I knew. But yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks. And, this is definitely going to affect, all of us who are in the toy business or the entertainment business tremendously. Because, now the easy money are very much gone. So the only other people that I know that, spend money lavishly are the fake gurus, the scammers, the people who are taking people's money fraudulently and spending it frivolously. Yeah, that's the word. So, you got the honest guys who makes a lot of money. Now they don't have money anymore. And now you have to deal with the crazy, shady people who are just, out there committing fraud. And believe it or not, according to the news, the CNBC, if you want to believe them or not, fraud is at an all-time high right now. It's at a crisis level in the United States. A lot more people are committing fraud. In fact, the tech bros have been telling me about this whole situation before, when, they're not able, a lot of people can't make their job honestly, make money honestly, they're going to fall back on fraud, fraudulent, because they still want to spend the money like they did, when they have money, right? And the only way is to scam people, to screw people over. I know a lot of people on social media that are like that. They're like literally scamming their friends and stuff like that. I don't want to deal with these people anyway. I don't want to do any kind of business with them. I don't want to make customs for them. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to associate with these kind of people. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I know this whole doom and gloom thing is getting old, and this is probably going to be my last doom and gloom video. Don't be surprised if I don't make any more content on YouTube, because, this is just too much. This is way too much bullshit right now to deal with. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.